Got the lights out, so you can kind of tell everything's green, and the RAM is a Kingston Fury, and it is not synced up. There's no way that I can tell to sync the Kingston Fury lights with Razer Synapse. Technically, the MSI Suprim does sync, but it's kind of janky. So, but these don't sync at all. It doesn't pop up in Synapse. So even though the RAM is plugged directly into my motherboard, which is the ASRock Taichi Razer Edition motherboard, so which will sync with Synapse and all that, the RAM does not. If I go to the lighting, right, and then just turn all the lights on the motherboard off, the RAM stays on, right? So this fan is plugged into the motherboard, and so is you can't see it in the camera probably, but my Razer PSU has a light on it. But if I turn it back on, you can see these light up and the motherboard lights up. The Hanbo's different, but then again, if I change things to different colors, they don't abide by it. Everything else is changing except for the MSI and the RAM. The MSI can sync with Razer, but it's not very good. Yeah, so that's enough. Then we turn the lights off on the motherboard and the Hanbo, which is the Razer AIO, and then I guess I'll turn it off on the MSI as well. All right, so everything's off except the RAM, right? Now what we're looking at is the Kingston Fury software. So there's only 2 sticks in now. I had 4 sticks in previously, and the 4 sticks worked fine, except I couldn't get the memory to set to 6,000 mega transfers. It would only go up to, I think, 5,600 for the XMP settings with 4 sticks. It's hard to tell, I guess, but the way my AIO is in there, it's pressed into the extra RAM space. I could move the AIO, but wires and everything was complicated, and I didn't really think it out before I built it. So anyhow, so now we're just using 2 sticks. Even though I had 4 sticks, worked fine. All the colors would sync up. It just wouldn't get the higher XMP speeds. So in the software, of course, you can make it brighter. It's maxed out brightness. It's pretty bright. I usually keep it at 10%. If you click on this little DDR5 button, it will tell you the XMP profile that's set. And it'll tell you which sticks in. So when I had 4 sticks in at 6,000, it just wouldn't boot. It would just loop back to the BIOS every time. 5,600, I believe, worked, and 4,800 definitely worked. But now that I have it just 2 sticks, 6,000 works just fine. As if you want to change profiles, settings, it's just the software itself. And then there's different colors, right? So right now it's on rainbow, and then we can go to prism, and then spectrum. And you see over here, you can change the direction or some color things, right? If we go to slide, that's kind of neat. Go to wind, so you can see representation on the screen what it looks like. It's gonna be hard to show it on camera, probably. It's just like a blurry mess, even though I'm at 10%. Each color, there's a lot of options to change things. Static, you can just hit one color. So this is what I kind of do to match with Razer. I'll just put Razer on one color and then sync it up. Light speed, this is a neat little feature where it's just kind of like flashing like that. So sometimes I will just have all the Razer lights on one thing and then have this one a little different to give it a little flavor. And this one's kind of cool looking at first, but then it gets kind of annoying with that flashing next to you. Same thing with firework. Again, a lot of cool features, but breath, which is like a breathing feature. So I guess if you really mess with the speed and brightness, you can maybe sync this with the breathing feature of Razer and then just change the color. And you can change it to be independent, so each stick has a different type, but I don't use that. This is, again, just scrolling through the colors. I can never get this to sync up with the Razer, right? And again, you can mess with the speed and try to get it, but for me, it just never worked right. Twilight, again, kind of cool. I would leave this one on sometimes. I think it's kind of fun. The other ones aren't an option, and they were there before. Maybe it's because I don't have 4 sticks. I guess if you had 4 sticks, those would work, but with 2 sticks, I guess you don't get all the options. But slithers, like it would just go around each one, but all 4, right? That's interesting. Flame doesn't work with just 2. So again, 4 sticks works just fine. I've had no issues with the RAM whatsoever. I just wanted to point out, if you're looking to build everything, like, this is my old Razer PC that I've had for 2 years. It's getting ready to give it to my son. Most things will sync up with Razer, but Kingston Fury, so far in my experience, has not. I should also clarify, there's no problem with the RAM. It's perfectly fine. The only no errors, no crashes, anything like that, other than, I couldn't set the XMP. But as far as RGB goes, which is obviously not very important for most people, it doesn't work with Synapse. All right, that's it. Thanks.
5 and for 12, yeah, 5 and for 12. I review lots of things that I try by myself. If you looking at some things, wanna know if you should buy it. 5 and for 12, probably already tried it. Check out 5 After 12 on YouTube. They review products so you don't have to. This is Froggy Fresh signing off. Peace.